The scream tore through our quiet street like a torn page of calm, a shrill accusation aimed not at lawbreakers but at the pregnant woman who lived 2 doors down, my wife Anna, cradling her swollen belly and humming lullabies to our unborn child when HOA Karen charged through the weekend haze armed with bylaws and threats. In the span of one breath she accused us of public nuisance, of health violations, of dangerous gatherings, all while our porch lights glowed softly, our neighbors sipping lemonade and sharing homemade cookies. The shock of her fury hit me like an icicle as I dialed her number back, trembling with disbelief, only to hear her accuse us of endangering unborn life with a single barbecue grill. My heart pounded beneath the dusk sky as Anna's smile vanished, replaced by confusion and fear. No one expected the kind-faced receptionist at the country club where Karen reigned to marshal such vengeance. In the next moment, she threatened to have Anna hauled off in handcuffs for reckless endangerment. The twisted irony of a heavily pregnant woman facing jail for hosting a backyard brunch shattered every illusion of civility. But we wouldn't cower. I gathered every neighbor who'd shared our rosemary chicken and zucchini cakes, and we mounted a quiet counterattack fueled by truth and solidarity. My friend Marco live-streamed the scene under the title HOA Terror on Cedar Lane, capturing Karen's ranting frame against our white picket fences. Across the stream's chat, messages popped. Is that legal? She's threatening jail for a grill? Call the lawyer. Anna, trembling but resolute, stood beside me on our porch, the glow of her phone screen reflecting hope in her eyes. We'd invited our local council member later that afternoon, an ally known for fighting overreach, and she arrived in a crisp blazer, clipboard in hand, immediately demanding that Karen produce any evidence for criminal behavior. Karen stuttered, brandishing her HOA handbook like a shield, then sputtered as the council member recited municipal codes showing no such power vested in the HOA. Gasps rose from our backyard gallery as the folds of Karen's argument unraveled. Just when we thought the tide had turned, a figure emerged from the treeline. Detective Harrison, a retired police lieutenant who'd moved into the neighborhood last year. He stepped forward, voice calm but authoritative, reminding Karen that filing a false report carried legal consequences far harsher than any trivial gathering. The live stream chat exploded with disbelief and cheers as Karen's face drained of color. She tried to retort, but Harrison calmly produced a county ordinance prohibiting HOA presidents from impersonating law enforcement or wielding police powers. The unexpected arrival of Harrison, our secret weapon, sent ripples of shock through the gathered crowd and the wider internet audience. In that moment, it became clear Karen had misjudged not only our resolve, but the hidden alliances tucked into every corner of this community. The confrontation reached its climax as Karen's phone buzzed with a new notification. Her own complaint had been escalated to county prosecutors, flagged as potentially frivolous. Reporters from the local paper, tipped off by our council member, trained their cameras on her jittering frame. She attempted to regain control by shouting, but her voice fractured against the weight of her own evidence. We played back the live stream footage showing Anna kneeling to tie her shoe and wiping her forehead, innocent gestures recast as suspicious, only by Karen's imagination. My voice shook as I addressed everyone. See the truth. We celebrate life here, we protect families, and we will not stand for threats and lies. The words echoed in the hush that followed, sealing Karen's undoing. In the stunned silence, Karen's council of HOA elders convened on the spot, their faces etched with regret and incredulity. They voted swiftly and unanimously to censure her, strip her of any authority to contact law enforcement, and suspend her HOA credentials. Karen, shoulders slumped, retreated to her gilded car, the wooden placard still flickering in the dawn breeze. As the first sunbeams danced across the neighborhood lawns, the crowd dispersed into relieved chatter and triumphant hugs. Anna, tears in her eyes, leaned against me whispering, "You protected us." I felt the weight of the moment settle in my chest. A victory born not of aggression but of unwavering community and truth. In the days that followed, our story galvanized neighbors across town. HOA chapters invited our council member to speak. Legal clinics offered pro bono advice on resisting overreach. Community potlucks sprouted in gardens once silent. Anna's glowing health and our growing baby became symbols of resilience, proof that love and unity could overcome even the most absurd threats. The local paper's headline read, HOA Horror, President Unmasked, reminding every reader that power misplaced reveals itself in cruelty. Inside our home, we placed the Protect Our Peace sign on our nursery wall, as a reminder of how close we'd come to losing our freedom, and how fiercely we fought to keep it. The dawn sun warmed our front porch as neighbors drifted inside. But our fight was far from over. Word of Karen's disgrace had spread like wildfire, sparking calls from nearby cul-de-sacs and gated communities seeking guidance. I convened a meeting in our living room, the floral wallpaper a quiet contrast to the urgency in everyone's eyes. Anna, glowing with newfound confidence, outlined our next steps. First, we'd petition the county to clarify HOA limits, ensuring no president could again misuse police powers. Marco volunteered to draft the petition, his laptop humming as he typed legal citations into a shared document, while Maya set up a video tutorial to guide other communities through the process. Our circle swelled: retirees, young families, single professionals, all united by the sting of Karen's overreach. We poured coffee from a mismatched set Anna had unearthed in an estate sale, symbolic of how ordinary tools can forge extraordinary change. By midweek, our campaign had momentum. I addressed the city council under harsh fluorescence, Anna beside me rubbing her belly in solidarity. I spoke of freedom, the right to share a meal, to celebrate life, to protect our families without fear of frivolous threats. Council members nodded, flipping through binders that included Marco's petition and Maya's tutorial analytics showing hundreds of views. Then came the twist we hadn't anticipated. Councilmember Davis, the very official who defended us, revealed she was a former HOA chair from across town and had witnessed Karen's tactics firsthand. She stepped to the podium and recounted how she'd once wielded similar threats before learning humility. Her confession brought the chamber to a hush, then erupted into applause. Her vulnerability humanized our fight, reminding everyone that power corrupts easily and redemption lies in accountability. Fueled by that moment, the council voted unanimously to pass the Cedar Lane Amendment, codifying clear boundaries for HOA authorities. Presidents could no longer contact law enforcement directly, any complaint had to be vetted by a neutral committee, and all hearings would be publicly recorded. We celebrated outside City Hall, fists pumping skyward as confetti cannons donated by a local party supply store inspired by our story exploded in pastel showers. Anna laughed, clutching her side as baby kicks punctuated her joy. I slipped my arm around her shoulders and kissed her temple, tasting victory sweeter than any barbecue sauce. Back home, our neighborhood embraced the change. Garden fences bore stickers reading "Amendment Passed," alongside cheerful daisies painted by neighborhood children. Friday night potlucks resumed, now under a banner reading "Unity over Fear." Karen's old sign "Protect Our Peace" hung crooked in her abandoned yard, its letters peeling from sun and rain, a silent testament to pride before downfall. Some whispered she'd moved away, others that she was seeking redemption elsewhere. Regardless, her reign of terror was over. Yet the story's true climax arrived when our baby was born. We named her Hope, in honor of the hope that had carried us through the ordeal. On the day of her birth, I wheeled Anna out to the porch, where neighbors had assembled with homemade banners and lullabies at the ready. Isaac DJ'd a gentle heartbeat track over speakers, Janet distributed iced herbal tea, and Mayor Collins arrived bearing a proclamation. August 1st would be known in our county as Community Integrity Day, commemorating the day a pregnant woman and her neighbors reclaimed their rights. Tears blurred my vision as Hope wailed her first cry, a triumphant note echoing the anthem that had saved us all. Looking back, I realize our battle against Karen was never about a single grill or a misguided complaint. It was about the right to live without fear, the duty to stand for truth, and the power of community love. We transformed a moment of potential tragedy into a movement that reshaped our world. As dusk settles on our porch and Hope sleeps peacefully in her crib, I hear the distant laughter of neighbors sharing a meal, secure in the knowledge that no one among us will ever again face threats for simply wanting to celebrate life. Now, dear reader, I turn it over to you. When authority oversteps its bounds, how far should we go to reclaim our rights? Share your voice below. What is right, and what is undeniably wrong?